Hello and welcome to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and this podcast is brought to you by thelegendarychiropractor.com, an interactive and immersive virtual platform for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field wanting just a little bit more from this profession. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and if you do, be sure to share with a friend, leave us a rate, leave us a review, and also be sure to subscribe to get more. Dr. Brad Glowacki runs one of the highest volume, highest profile, highest profitability practices in the world, and it's all run with vitalistic communication procedures. Those procedures from his office are then shared with other chiropractors at his various trainings as a part of Level Up mentoring. This information is created, developed, tested, and then packaged simplistically before being taught. With bruises and scars from making mistakes, Dr. Glow always delivers refined content that is battle-tested and simplified for use on Monday. To level up your life and practice, head over to levelupmentoring.rocks. That's levelupmentoring.rocks. Chiro HD, superior cloud-based practice management software. Chiro HD is a user-friendly, all-in-one EHR solution built with one mission: to help you run your practice like a boss. Learn more at chirohd.com. Total Clinic Solutions is your go-to source for purchasing both brand new and refurbished chiropractic equipment, as well as phone support for repairs and maintenance. Call Derek and allow him to combine your wishes and his 23 years of chiropractic equipment expertise to find what's best for you and your patients at 704-622-4089 or head to totalclinicsolutions.com now. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. There we go. Good morning, everyone. So we are live again, and it is a beautiful day here in Chicago, Illinois. I'm coming to you live to talk about student loans some more. But today and this morning, we are really tackling student loans from the perspective of personalities. What kinds of personalities do we see when we're paying back student loans? Who's paying back student loans? And how do we best pay back these loans in a meaningful timeline for ourselves, based on our situation, based on our income, based on all of the different things that go into your unique situation. Again, I always like to preface this conversation with, I am not a professional financial advisor. I am not your loan service provider. I just want to give you advice in regards to what I've seen, what I've heard around the profession, and how you can best navigate some of these difficult situations that they don't teach you about in school. That's what the whole entire idea behind the Legendary Chiropractor is to give you some tangible resources, some applicable resources to really understand and start honing in the skills that it takes outside of the academia realm, right? So these are real life skills that you need to know, need to learn about, and need to truly understand, so not only you can help yourself, but you can also help others. And that's what's going to make this world a better place. So here we go. We're going to break it down. If you haven't already, join the Legendary Chiropractor free group. Click the link above, become legendary, legendarychiro.com/go, legendarychiro.com/go. That'll take you to our website. Create a free account. It's completely free. You get all past interviews, podcast episodes, blogs, vlogs, I mean, you name it, it's there. I'm really excited for you guys to check that out. But talking about loans today, talking about repayment strategies, talking about repayment personalities is what I like to call them. That's what we're diving deep into today. So the biggest thing is when it comes to loans, we just did a video on the 3 types of loan repayment plans that you should be doing, depending on your situation, obviously. But again, to remind you, those are the income-based repayment plan, that is the graduated repayment plan, and the standard repayment plan. So all of those have a different time and a place in your life and in your chiropractic journey. Now, in regards to your specific situation, I want you to kind of take this unique personality test, okay? So there are 3 different types of personalities that go into paying back student loans that we commonly see, right? I've not only seen, but I've experienced, I've looked into, I've heard about. So I'm fairly familiar with the 3 different personalities. Now, the first personality is somebody or a person who just graduated chiropractic school who's doing an income-based repayment plan. Now, these are our 2 exaggerated. The first 2 are exaggerated, and the other one's going to land, obviously, in the middle, right? So the first exaggerated person is the income-based repayment plan, and that's all they know, that's all they do, and that's what they chose to do. This person will not pay off their student loans until probably 20 to 25, if not 30 years down the road. Does it bother them? Absolutely not. They pay the minimum income-based repayment percentage that they can each month. They pay off what they owe. They do the minimum, and then in 20, 25 years, or even 30, they'll look back and look to get those loans forgiven. They'll never consolidate. They'll never do anything. So that's one person, and they'll frankly live their best life in regards to they'll buy whatever they want, they'll do whatever they want, they'll live a very luxurious life with probably $200,000+ worth of student loans sitting above their head. The reason they do this is because they don't think it's a big deal, and it's not a priority to them to get these loans paid off, which is Sked is the all-in-one system that allows for amazing control and flexibility of your scheduling. Yes, your next new hire. Every aspect of when and where you service your customers is at your command. Sked is tightly integrated with your existing EHR system. This software was made by a chiropractor specifically for chiropractic. No joke. Go check out their latest care plan feature by heading to go.sked.life/legendarypod. Easily share your passion for chiropractic and look good doing it with Above Down apparel, offering a premium lineup of principled apparel that's impossibly soft, sustainably sourced, and chiropractic AF. Visit abovedown.co and follow them on Instagram to learn more and score yourself some sweet chiro swag. Every chiropractic clinic needs a compliance program. If you are not sure what that includes or why you need one, let Dr. Robin from RHDC Consulting help you build your chiropractic compliance. If you are ready to get started, head to robin-hale.mykajabi.com and let Dr. Robin guide you to the end result. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. Acceptable. Now, the other end of that spectrum, the other end of that chart, are people who want to get these loans and these student loans paid off ASAP. They don't care what they have to do. They'll live in a driveway or on the street for like 4 years or not even. They'll eat ramen noodles every day, 3 times a day. They'll drink a smoothie and call it, supper for the whole entire day. And it's just, they're the most extreme people in the opposite direction of the first people I mentioned. So they're the most extreme people in regards to saving money, to budgeting, to frugality, if that's a word. But they're the cheapest people in regards to all they want to do is pay back their student loans. They hate debt. They hate that it's lingering over their head, and all they want to do is pay it back ASAP. Now, this person typically pays their loans back within 2 to 5 years, right? So anywhere between 2 to 5 years, even pushing sometimes 7 years, is a pretty rockin' like start to this whole entire thing. So we have the two spectrums. The first person is an income-based repayment plan who pays their loans off and probably gets them forgiven within 30 years. The first person, or the other opposite end of that spectrum, is the person that doesn't want anything to do with forgiving loans. They want to pay all of this off as soon as possible. They'll do anything they can to be as cheap as possible and just throw as much money as they possibly can at their student loans so they're paid off between 2 to 7 years. Now, there's always a middle ground. There's always a middle ground. So this is what I want you to do, is put yourself into one of these three categories. One of these three personalities is you. And if you don't know that yet, it's the truth. You'll find out quickly after you graduate. You'll either have insane anxiety about your student loans, and that would put you in category number 1, or you'll have no care in the world, and that'll put you into personality number 2, or what the like person who doesn't want to pay them off at all. Or you'll have some mediocre kind of attitude about them, like, hey, I want to pay these off, but I can't really right now put significant money towards it, and that's the situation that we're in. So this is the middle ground personality or category. The middle ground is someone who graduates and who wants, to really pay off their student loans, but they're in no rush, but they also don't want to wait 30 years and have these things just lingering on when, they're trying to live their best life and go on vacations and buy nice things and whatever. So this person wants to get them paid off anywhere between, I would say, 10 to 15 years, right? 10 to 15 years is usually the timeline for the middle ground people. So the first people, the fastest people to pay off loans is usually between 2 and 7 years. The last people to pay off their student loans are anywhere between 20 to 30 years. And then the middle ground people are anywhere between 10 to 15 years, right? So I really want you to understand that. I want you to put yourself in one of those three categories. If you know what category you're in, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to let you know. I'll let you know mine, but I'd love to hear what personality you are, what category you place yourself in. Because that's what we've discovered here at the Legendary Chiropractor in regards to people paying back their student loans, what we've seen, what we've heard, what we've talked about before. So those are the three categories. Now we're talking today about your options and about your planning. You have to understand what category, what personality you fall into. Depending on which one you fall into, that's going to drive what repayment program you do. So go back and watch the video I did before this and really understand what those three major repayment programs are, how they work for you and with, and really start to learn and dive deeper into them. Because you're going to align your repayment plan with your personality or what category you fall into and how fast or how slow you want to pay back your student loans. Okay? So that is the biggest tip and takeaway for today. The second biggest tip and takeaway for today is that you need to know exactly, or you need to predict darn near close to how much you are actually going to pay off if you're going to be doing the 2 to 7 year plan, the 10 to 15 year plan, or the 25 to 30 year plan. Know how much you are going to be spending and paying back in the long run, because with interest you will always be spending more than what you originally took out. It just depends on how much more, because if you're doing an income driven repayment plan the whole entire time for 20 to 30 years, you're going to Dr. Stu Hoffman, founder and president of Chiropractor Malpractice Insurance, is the foremost expert in both risk management and risk avoidance. Understanding the everyday challenges of today's practicing chiropractor and the current public perception of chiropractic has made ChiroSecure the fastest growing malpractice insurance program of the last 28 years. Find out more at chirosecure.com. Imaging Services' primary business is chiropractic solutions. With over 45 years in the industry of helping chiropractors, Michael Tokash offers free consultations on building your business. In the past year, Imaging Services has installed over 100 X-ray machines and digital X-ray systems in over 42 states across the United States. For more, head to theimagingservices.com. Thank you for allowing this brief disruption to take place. And now back to the program. We'd be paying double, if not triple, of what you originally took out. The reason why is because interest rates are that high and they're that different for each loan that you took out. And if you never consolidate, you never worry about anything but paying the minimum every month, you are looking at paying double, if not triple, the student loans that you originally took out due to you only paying interest every single month. You're just paying off the interest and you're barely even touching the interest. So it just accrues and accrues and accrues and accrues and accrues and accrues and accrues over time. And then all of a sudden you're paying double, if not triple, what you took out originally. Okay, so understand, those are our two biggest takeaways today. Know what personality out of the three that we mentioned at the beginning of this video that you fall into. And secondly, understand how much you are actually having to pay back, or predict how much you are actually going to have to pay back in regards to principal, in regards to interest, and how you are best going to do that moving forward. What plan is going to work best for you? What does your income look like now versus what will it look like in 5 to 10 years, right? Understand these things. These are subtle things, but they are important things to understand now prior to graduating or right after graduation. These are huge things to understand. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you found value in this video, please drop it in the comments below. I try to bring hot content to you guys. And make sure that you understand how important and critical this stuff is, this information, because this is stuff that you don't learn in school, unfortunately, because everybody's situation is different. But here at the Legendary Chiropractor, we like to globally generalize things so that the majority of people can understand them and apply them to their personal lives, right? Their personal lives, their professional lives, their educational lives, whatever that looks like for you. So if you're just hopping on, go back, watch this video from the beginning. We talked about the three major personalities of loan repayments, and we also talked about how you can best calculate your future expenditures, right? There are tons of great apps out there. There are tons of great websites out there, and we want you to know exactly, or we want you to predict exactly how much you are going to have to pay back in the grand scheme of things in regards to your student loans. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next Wednesday. Peace and love, my friends. Happy weekend, happy Saturday, and stay legendary. Bye, guys. Again, I'm your host, Johnny Reuter, and you're listening to the Legendary Chiropractor Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for engaging with us on all of our platforms, including, but not limited to, Facebook and Instagram, all at The Legendary Chiropractor. Be sure to check our home site out at thelegendarychiropractor.com, as we have much to offer for prospective chiropractic students, current chiropractic students, recent chiropractic school graduates, and even veteran doctors of chiropractic out in the field. And lastly, I'd like to thank not only you, our listener, but also our podcast sponsors. Without them, this show wouldn't be possible. So I encourage you to go check out their websites and what they have to offer in the show notes for this episode. Thanks again. Stay legendary, my friends.